So I'm going to start out today by listing the first 5 and explaining them. So the first step is to wash your hands, support the concept of hand hygiene, or apply hand sanitizer. Next is to identify the patient based off of 2 identifiers, such as name and date of birth. Next is to ask the patient if he or she has any allergies. After that, you would want to protect the patient's privacy by either closing the door or pulling the curtain. And finally, you would want to educate the patient on the reason for today's visit, and as well as verifying the doctor's orders. So I'm going to complete the concept of hand hygiene now by applying some hand sanitizer. After this, I'm going to label a piece of tape with my initials, the date, and the time. This is to put on over top the new dressing at the end. This will be the last step. I'm just going to set that off to the side. Okay, next I'm going to apply a pair of just regular gloves. And then I would want to remove the old dressing. The way I do this is I peel up at all 4 edges first. Okay, and once I get it off, I want to fold in half, getting both the primary and secondary dressings at the same time. I want to fold it in half so the patient doesn't see what's on the inside of the dressings, and I want to toss it into the trash can. So it's going to look like this. So after that's in the trash, I want to assess the wound, assessing for any signs of proper healing, including redness, edema, approximate measurement, etc. Also, if there's any drainage that came out of the wound, I would want to be assessing the drainage for signs of COCO. COCO stands for color, odor, consistency, and amount. So after I've assessed the wound and the drainage, I'm going to be done taking a look at the wound, so I'm going to take my gloves off. I'm going to toss those in the trash. I'm going to apply hand sanitizer again. So after the hand sanitizer is applied, I'm going to set everything up in the correct order and kind of just go through and explain it. So over here I have my sterile gloves. These are the last thing I'm going to be opening up and touching. So over here, second furthest away, I have my ABD pad, so I'm just going to open up, do the ballerina arm thing, and get that all set up. And then over here I have 2 packs of gauze. This pack right here in the middle, this is what's going to be placed inside the new dressing, so I'm going to open that up. And then I have another pack of gauze. This gauze over here is what I'm going to use to wipe the wound with. I'm going to open that up. And over here I have a sterile bowl, brand new sealed bottle of saline solution. So if this bottle weren't sealed and brand new, I would want to squirt some off in the trash can, but since it's sealed, I'm going to be unsealing it right now. I don't have to worry about that because it's sterile, just like the bowl. So I'm going to open that up. I'm going to just pour some in the bowl. And then I'm just going to set that off to the side so that it's not in the way between the gauze and the bowl. So after that, gotta wait for the phone to stop ringing.
Call from Massachusetts. Call.
Okay, so after that's done, I'm going to don my sterile gloves. So the first step is to fold down the 1-inch border. So after that is folded down the best that it can. It doesn't need to be perfectly folded. But after I get that down, what I would want to do is, starting with my left hand, I'm going to grab the right cuff. Going to take a step back, keeping my arms above my waist. I'm going to slide my hand in there. Okay, it's a little bit messed up, but I will fix my hands at the end. So hands above the waist, I'm going to scoop the next glove using those two fingers. Okay, so once I have those, I'm going to do what I just did. I'm going to take a step back, keeping my arms up and above my waist. I'm going to slide that hand in, and now that both my hands are sterile, I can fix my left hand. Okay, so now that my gloves are on, I'm all ready. So the first step is for me to wipe the wound. Generally, you would want to wipe the wound 3 times, but since these packs of gauze only have 2 pieces of gauze per pack, I'm just going to verbalize and note that it should be wiped 3 times, but today I'm only going to show myself wiping it twice. So how I would do this sterilely is to pinch the first piece of gauze. I would want to dip it in the bowl, drench it in the solution, and I want to do a quick swipe. Starting at the center, it's just one quick swipe down, toss it in the trash, and then again, one quick swipe down, and then toss it in the trash. So now that the wound is all wiped off, it's just a quick swipe, no rubbing back and forth. The next step would be to apply the gauze. This is the gauze that's going to go inside of the new dressing.
Call from Massachusetts. Call. Call from Massachusetts.
So one important step for applying the gauze is to make sure that the entire wound is covered.
Call from Massachusetts. Call. Call from Massachusetts. Call.
Okay, so the gauze is applied, it's covering the whole wound. So after that, I'm going to apply my ABD pad. The way I do that is just by pinching it, then I just do a little shake to unfold it, and then I'm going to place it down over top of the wound. The sterile part is now complete, so I'm going to just press down, flatten out the ABD pad. So after that's all flattened out, I'm going to ask my patient, does he or she have any tape allergies, before I get ready to apply the tape. So if the patient says no, then you're all set to apply the tape, but before you would apply tape, you would want to always make sure to remove your sterile gloves. So after the sterile gloves are off, you're ready for the tape. The patient said they didn't have any tape allergies, so we're all set. How you can do this, you can kind of just set it over top of the ABD pad, like just to get like a good measurement so you don't make the tape too short. And you'd want to do this on all 4 edges. Okay, and like I was saying in the beginning of the video, I had to label that one piece of tape, which would be the last step, so we're ready to grab that. So I'm gonna go over here and get that. I'm just going to stick it over the side. So now everything is complete. The wound is taped up, the initials, date, and time are written down, so one more time, I'm just going to support the concept of hand hygiene by applying some hand sanitizer. I'm also going to make sure that I document everything I did today in the patient's records, and through everything I do, I want to always make sure that I am supporting the concept of safety.